get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
Good morning and welcome to the Bleaves Crypto Show. My name's Bleaves. I'm here in Bleaves Studios in beautiful Bleaveland, just outside of Chicago. And I hope you guys are having a great day. The market down just a little bit, but I think it's inconsequential. It's what's happening is I think what I told you guys was going to happen. I think we've got some more downward momentum. I think we need to find new buyers stepping in. I think we need to find the right price action. I think we need to find, I think the market's going down just a little bit further before we start what I believe at this point will end up being a historical run. You never know. You're always guessing in this market because what these people do, and by these people, I mean institutions, what they do is unknown to everybody until they start doing it. Now, if you like this type of content, make sure that you hit the like button on the way in. And we got Maddie B in the house talking taco. National Army coming to Chicago to deport Bleaves. And guess what? 3 days ago, Donald Trump said, yeah, we're going to come. A lot of people are saying the most beautiful thing is the National Guard. So we're going to send the most beautiful National Guard to Chicago and we're going to straighten everybody out. And then yesterday, Trump said, yeah, well, we're not actually going to do that. And J.D. Vance said there's no plans on anybody doing that. So again, Trump always chickens out. But hey, that's okay. Because guess what? Russia and Ukraine stopped their war, right? We didn't bomb, at least we didn't bomb Iran. You know what I mean? It's cool, bro. You know what I mean? Holy fucking shit. Fall for it every time. God damn it. Anyway, also October 21, the SEC says, this is Chair Paul Atkin, says that they're going to have like a roundtable discussion about the future of digital technology that will include the Fed. Which this is going to be incredibly interesting. Or maybe I should say the Fed is going to have a meeting and that SEC Chair Paul Atkins is going to be part of it. This is crazy stuff that's happening right now. And it should be a testament to you that we're not done with the bull run. Now, we got a lot of big news going on, and I can't get sidetracked by tiny. Did you know Maddie B is only 3'3"? Maddie B is 3'3" tall. Did you know that? I didn't know that he was a midget. That is crazy. So shout out to all the, I shouldn't say the word midget, right? That's bad. What I should say is the people who are kind of like people, only smaller. That's what we'll go with. So congratulations to 3'3" Maddie B. All right. So let's get started. Because the Kobayashi letter just came out, and guess what? So if you guys don't remember, 30 days ago, Donald Trump got a report that he didn't like, and it was jobs data. And when he got the data that he didn't like, he fired the person who did the job. And then they were replaced by somebody that Trump likes. Well, guess what? That person also gave him a number that he doesn't like. So maybe the data isn't the problem, Donnie. So job cuts just surged by 88,736. This is the highest total since whatever loser was president in August of 2020. Like, where are all the jobs going? Why is this president following what has to be one of the worst presidents ever? Whoever, I don't remember. It escapes me, but I don't know who the president was in August of 2020. But we haven't seen shitty job numbers this bad Since then, I think that was in the middle of COVID. Again, I don't remember who the president was. I don't remember who could do such a catastrophic job. I don't know what failure could possibly have been the president in August of 2020. You guys go look that up. Maybe use Google or something like that. Well, don't use Google because Google's a scam. You know what I mean? You guys get it. Go use Fox News broad search engine. Just go look up who was the president in August of 2020. What loser cost us so many jobs? Like, Jesus Christ, must be a Democrat. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. You get it. So anyway, we got another loser job report. That is a reason for a rate cut, by the way. So this brings the year-to-date total jobs lost to 892,362, up a whopping 66% compared to 2024. Now, 2024, I know, was Joe Biden. So I wish that we had as many jobs as we had under Joe Biden. So, my hope is that Donald Trump stops getting rid of all the jobs. By the way, when I do this, I am kind of openly mocking what's going on, just so you guys understand, because when you consider 892,362 jobs, don't forget one of those jobs was Elon Musk at Doge. Okay. So it's okay. Anyway, the other thing is, a lot of those jobs, by the way, I know this is ridiculous the way I'm doing it, but those jobs, a lot of those were government jobs. So when I see this, I'm like, man, I don't know. It's okay. It's quite all right. You know what I mean? Because most of those, again, were government jobs that were lost because Elon fired a bunch of people in the government. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like when we see bad job data, but number one, it's good for rate cuts because it means that the labor market is tightening. And if the labor market is tightening, then that's a reason to lower the rates so that people can borrow and hire. So this is actually good for crypto because this is going to be good for risk assets. This is going to motivate the government to make moves, or it's going to motivate the Fed to make moves that will help us in the economy for risk assets. So really, I'm joking about it, but I don't really care. Okay. It's not a big deal. And again, there were a lot of government jobs in there. So now, aside from 2020, there's not been an August total that exceeded 85,000 in job cuts since 2008. Okay. Now, who was president in 2008? What loser was it? Oh, yeah, it was W. So we are seeing 2020 and 2008 like job cuts in what many have called a strong economy. The year-to-date total is already 17% above the full year total of last year. So we've already lost 17% more jobs than we, quote unquote, lost last year. Now, again, I'm not on board with the whole thing because I know that a lot of it was Doge. Now, let's take it a step further because they say it's not all Doge anymore. While Doge cuts have accounted for a massive 292,000. Now, stop right there. If we stop right there and we just say to ourselves that under the Biden administration, we lost 761,358 jobs, but we didn't lose any government jobs at that point. Okay. Now let's do a pivot. Okay. 292,279 jobs minus where we are right now at 892 means that we've lost about 600,000 jobs so far. So I think we're actually fine, okay? I'm not trying to read too much into the data, but I think that we're fine. I think that this is okay, all right? Market and economic conditions, the second most cited reason for workforce cuts, 199,000 is market and economic conditions. So there's still reason to be concerned. There's still a reason that we need to reduce the rates, which is great for us. It's great for risk assets. It's great for crypto. It's great for all of these things that we're interested in. And again, the numbers of jobs that are being lost, that's a lot of government work. I think we're better. Look, don't quote me on this, but I think we're better off without an extra 300,000 people on the payroll. Now, I do hope that they get absorbed into the private sector, but I don't want my tax dollars, or at least we shouldn't want our tax dollars on all of these jobs. I don't think it provides us with value. And I'm not dumping on the people who put in the work. I'm not dumping on the people who've done the jobs or anything like that. But again, our tax dollars should be value added, and they're not currently. So store closures led to 131,000 layoffs, up nearly 50,000 year over year. So we're worse off on store closures. Furthermore, cost cutting through restructuring led to 96,871 cuts, bankruptcy for a massive 35,744 cuts. Now, I'm okay with those numbers, to be fair. Like I'm not opposed to that. Cost cutting through restructuring and bankruptcy, that just means that you're streamlined and more efficient. If there's too many people working on the job, then you make the cuts. Now, I don't like the corporate profit motive. You guys should know that. I'm not socialist, but look, I'm anti-government in the sense that the reason that a lot of this stuff is happening is through consolidation for the purpose of publicly traded companies maximizing their profit for the benefit of their investors. Okay. Now I realize that I'm an investor in this context, but here's the problem for me. 3 companies control the world's food supply. Am I led to believe that? Maybe it's 4 companies, but they control most of the world's food supply. That used to be 27 different companies, but they've all merged. They've all gotten together. They've all bought each other out. I don't think that's not great for the world at all. Okay. I reject that entirely. Okay. Kellogg now owns like most of the food. Like that's absolutely insane. And our government allowed all of that to happen. And how do you claw that back? What kind of antitrust can you throw at people to claw that back, to create new companies and stuff like that? And by the way, if you were to force a company like Kellogg's to break up, matter of fact, I don't even know if it's Kellogg's, it's the main company. But if you were to force that company to break up in some way, then what do you think would happen? They would put all of their own people in charge. There would be no difference. Like we are already in we're screwed sort of area. And that is the government. That is not the businesses. So when I look at this, I'm not mad about any of it. I'm joking about Donald Trump when I say stuff like that. I'm joking about it, but he's better. He's better than the people before when it comes down to it, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong about it in support of Donald Trump. I don't give a shit. But I think we're better off with, let's cut some of these. Let's allow this thing to play out. Let's force some hands. And let's see what happens. As we've been writing for a few months, all of the leading indicators were there. In December of 2024, new job postings fell 38% year over year. Job postings fell. And by the way, that was the restructuring. That was the restructuring of what happened with COVID. Remember, we lost a lot of jobs to COVID. We lost a lot of jobs to insanity after COVID. And then in December of 2023, everybody's trying to, in 2023, we're trying to get back to normal. So everybody's incentivized to hire, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we were seeing then. Then we had 38% less jobs on Indeed by December of 2024 for that year. And what does that mean? Well, that means that those people who were hiring, they already hired, and they were already, we weren't growing the number of jobs. And by the way, let's not forget, because this is important. The jobs that the jobs that could have been there, we were then fighting as a Democrat. And this is very weird. Okay. This is very weird to me, but it is true. Democrats were fighting to make sure that, hey, look, nobody wants those ugly, nasty, non-trans jobs over in China. Nobody wants those. Nobody wants those whatever kind of jobs in India, stuff like that. Yeah, we want all the jobs to be here, and we want people to be able to be paid whatever they're worth. It's, there's a lot of different things. It's complicated, right? But we're not incentivized to bring jobs back to America, right? So when something like this happens, we see this number and we're like, what the fuck just happened? Well, Donald Trump is trying to bring those jobs back to America. Not every job. There's some jobs, and there's some realistic things like, paper clips. We're probably not going to bring paper clips back. There's no profit margin for it or something like that. Or whatever. I'm just making something up with paper clips. I don't even know if paper clips would qualify or quantify. But what we're doing was not working. Job postings fell for 3 straight years and fell 49% since the February of 2022 peak. That's when everybody went back to work. So economic uncertainty made this worse. In February, the shares of U.S. consumers saying there were fewer jobs over the next 6 months spiked to 26%. This percentage exceeded 2020 levels and was in line with 2001. The share of Americans claiming jobs are hard to get jumped by 16%. Then in May of 2025, full-time employment fell by 623,000 jobs. This was the fourth largest monthly decline of 2020. Remember though, this was when we lost 292,000 government jobs. So that number looks high, but let's remember, put context to it. That's our tax money being saved. As a result, full-time employment shares of the labor force fell to 79%, the lowest since August of 2021. The ratio has been declining for 3 years. Looking ahead, there's no sign of improvement for the labor market. Employers announced plans to add just 1,400 jobs in August. That's not much at all. This is the lowest total for any August since the data began in 2009. The labor market and the stock market are moving in opposite directions. On top of this, the U.S. quits rate is collapsing. The share of U.S. workers voluntarily leaving their job just fell to 0.9%. This marks the lowest level. People are not leaving their jobs because they cannot find another job if they lose their current one, okay? That is a problem, by the way. That is a problem of competition. Hopefully it will get better, but we are in the midst of another major shift in the macroeconomy. The implications of these shifts on stocks, commodities, bonds, and crypto are investable. Want to see how we are doing it? And then you can subscribe to their premium channel. But what this basically means is the job report's not looking good. The rates are going to get cut. That's going to help us refinance the debt that we currently carry as a nation. We are printing more money. The U.S. money supply continues to pump because we're not really doing anything about it. U.S. money supply, again, all-time high, continuing to go up, continuing to get higher and higher and higher, which is basically, look, we have so much more money in circulation than we had way back in the old days. So when Brewster's Millions, if you remember that movie, when Brewster's Millions was giving away 300 million over, if you could spend 30 million in 30 days, that would be like 300 million and 30 billion today. I mean, it's, there's so much more money circulating in the United States right now, and it's only getting higher. And when that happens, prices are going to go up. No matter what you think, prices are going to go up. By the way, national gas prices by month. Let's go look at how gas is doing. All right. Gas is now the highest we had was right there in June of 2022, $4.92. Right now, we're kind of going sideways. Okay. We're not coming down is the problem though. Since April, we've been sitting at around 317, kind of in this range right here. It's getting better. But I mean, look, in 2025, in January, it was 307. Under Joe Biden, by the way, it was 307. Current president, 313. We are not getting better. I know that people are telling you, hey, I got mine over at this place that just made some shit up one day and sold us some cheap gas one day. That's not your normal prices, though. That's just the price that you give because you like the current president. That's not really what you're paying every day and what people are paying every day. August gas price is 313. That absolutely sucks. What we want to see is you want to see that 2016 number, 2016, whatever that president was in 2016, man, they were amazing. Who the hell was president in 2016 when gas prices were averaging like $1.76 and stuff like that? Oh yeah, that was Barack Obama. Then from January of 2017, gas prices just skyrocketed or were less. If you hated the Kenyan Muslim, you know what I'm talking about. It's called gaslighting, guys. It's called gaslighting. Mike Vollmer says paid $2.29 yesterday. And as a matter of fact, there are some states where you can do that. Any state that has a Buc-ee's, that because they've made an agreement with the Trump administration to give you cheap gas, go to Buc-ee's if you have a Buc-ee's near you and get your gas from them, because they are taking losses right now to help the president look good, and that's an opportunity. Okay, I'm just telling you, go to a place that does something like that. Now, There's also, if you're in the South, if you're in certain states, it's going to be less expensive. For example, where I am, oh, here we go. Gas went down with Trump's first term. Here's the data right here. Here's the data right here. I didn't make it up. That's .gov. That is the federal government giving you the numbers. You don't have to like them. You don't have to like them. You can live in delusion land all you want. But the data is right there. So if you think that the data is not correct, well, you're wrong. Yeah, I know. Kenyan Muslim. I got it, man. I got it. Kenyan Muslim. I got it. Foreigner taking over the government and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, just to have some of that Obama $1.76 gas again would be absolutely amazing. Although Trump did a decent job, by the way. Let's point out Trump did a decent job. He got close, $1.84 and $1.87 in 2020. Oh yeah, but he poisoned us with a fucking plague. My bad. I forgot about that. Anyway, then he gave us a plague, which is why the gas prices came down to that level. That's crazy. But at his suggestion, we blew sunlight up our assholes and drank some bleach, and we're fine. We're fine. It was cool. It was fine. We were good. Awesome. Anyway, it only took a plague to get it down. But I mean, hey, you did good. You did good. You voted for the guy who told you that the wee-wees can't get chopped off. You know, you look, you didn't get down to Obama era prices, but you tried. You tried. And you're not getting down to Joe Biden level prices, 307, 301, by the way, 301 during the holidays last year, 301. And now it's up to 313 on average. God damn it, man. Woo. God damn it. Maddie B says, no, this China did to that. And I'm pretty sure what he means is, no, COVID was created in a lab in North Carolina by the Democrats secretly working under Donald Trump, whatever the fuck that stupid shit meant. You guys, we got to be honest here, okay? I got to be honest with you guys. It is crazy. It is crazy to me that you guys, did some of you think, some of you really think this, right? Some of you really think that all of these attacks on stuff like that, you know what? I'm not going to say it. Anyway, I can just show you the gas prices and smile. I can just show you the gas prices. Oh, for some of that Obama level gas. God damn it. $1.76. Can you believe that? I wish Trump were as good as Obama. You know what I mean? Like, I wish Trump could have been as good as Obama. That's fucking crazy. That was fucking crazy. Now we got to pay $3.13. We got to pay twice as much for gas because Donald Trump. But you call it cheaper. What? Anyway, I'm just fucking with you guys. I don't really give a shit. I got enough money to pay for gas, so it's okay. Let's move on to the next news article because you are going to blow your goddamn minds at any point now. Like, how dare you talk about the supreme leader? I mean, my president that way. I know. It's okay. It's okay. It's weird that you call him daddy because you're a dude. It's weird that you call him daddy because you're a dude. But here we are. Grayscale launches an Ethereum covered call ETF. This new fund adds income-focused strategy for Ethereum exposure, distributing premiums biweekly to investors. Now, what is it doing? The new ETF is actively managed and will distribute income to shareholders on a biweekly basis. So, by writing options close to market prices, ETCO collects premiums that may help mitigate volatility during downturns, but cap potential gains during rallies. The fund charges an expense ratio of roughly 0.66, and you get a share of that. 80% of assets and derivatives are tied to Ethereum ETFs. The strategy is intended to provide cash flow through premiums collected on these contracts, although it limits upside during rallies. Grayscale noted that the ETCO, by the way, you're going to get more money because your Ethereum is going to be more valuable during rally. So you won't be getting as much income off of it, but you'll be getting more price pump off of it. So you still profit one way or another. There's a new way for them to give you more money. Also, the big news of the day, though, was Ondo Finance, who has now made history. They've launched tokenized stocks on Ethereum, okay? They've introduced global markets, which tokenized US assets and offers investors protections. So if you have not bought some Ondo, right now is going to be a great opportunity to buy some Ondo, because it is my belief that Ondo is about to go through a legendary sort of pump, okay? Now, buy the rumor, sell the news is still the order of the day. So what I would be looking for is going to be a big dip. I'm going to be looking for some downward momentum on Ondo before we start breaking out to another all-time high and then above and beyond. So my thesis over here is still that we've got a few levels to come down to before we reverse and start taking off. Now, we were down $35 billion at the start of this broadcast. It is now down $61 billion on the day. I'm going to take my I'm always right lap when we're done with this. I don't like, by the way, that OM is down quite a bit on the day, because I keep buying it. But hey, guess what? Devi's up 6% on the day. I don't know if that means somebody knows something or somebody knows something, but somebody knows something. So I don't know what's going on with Devi, but it's pumping while the rest of the market is dumping. So there's something going on. By the way, I shouldn't say 5 or 6% is a pump necessarily, but when you've been ranging and you've been range bound for, this little period of time here, then, anything looks like a pump to you at this point. So, shout out to the marketing team at Devi. I mean, you're doing the best you can, right? So Ondo continues to impress the markets. Also, another Ondo, 1inch taps Ondo Finance to unlock access to tokenized RWA. The DEX aggregator 1inch has upgraded its swap API to grant access to tokenized real-world assets, which is powered by Ondo Finance, which means that Ondo Finance is now on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's using 1inch as well as a DEX aggregator so that you can start buying stocks. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Tokenized stocks are the future. We know that. That means 24/7 trading is coming very, very soon. Nothing you can do about it at this point. It's going to absolutely keep going. All right. Mike says, inflation is also responsible for the gas prices going up due to the amount of money the government spends and prints. Right. Or as Donald Trump says, in printing 5 trillion extra dollars this year, we're actually saving money. You believe that? Did you fall for that? Did you fall for it? Did you fall for it? Extra 5 trillion. It's going to print more money, because that's how you're going to make the debt go down, by printing more money. What the is really happening here? What is it's the government doing? The government continuing to govern by taking your money. Oh, by the way, you're getting double taxed too. By the way, Donald Trump tried to convince you that he's saving you a bunch of money because it's a historic tax saving. But by the way, remember when Donald Trump thought he was going to be in office for 8 years straight? He ended the tax breaks that you were getting at that point, thinking that he would be the president. Now he had to come back and he had to pass another bill to keep the same tax breaks that you already had. Okay. He didn't save you any money. He just continued the tax breaks that you already had. Are you seeing it yet? And then not only did he do that, then he taxed you with tariffs, and you pay the tariff. So you're the one that's paying more money, and he's the one that's taking all the credit for you saving money by spending more. You are saving money. A lot of people are saying because you're spending more. A lot of people, not my friends, my friends like Justin Sun, the insider, who's up 10x on his insider trade with WLFI. They're fine. They're fine. They don't know what gas costs. Whatever. They can afford as much steak as they want. They're not like you, who I love, who I love, who are my favorite people. A lot of people are saying my favorite people. You know what I'm talking about? You get it. I know you get it. You just don't like admitting it, but I know you get it. I know that you get it. And I know that it makes you annoyed as hell when somebody like me starts saying it out loud. But it's like Brother Love used to say in the WWF, I love you. I don't know if he said it that way, but something like that. Anyway, do you know that was Bruce Pritchard, by the way? That was Bruce Pritchard. All right. So no bull market peak indicators have been hit, meaning we're still going to keep going. Woof. Also, Blocky, a quick reminder, we are the same community that took Blocky to a 3.3 million market cap. So I want to tell you that right now. All right. Crocky is what they launched. Now, remember, they launched Crocky with a K, but there was a problem with the contract, so they migrated everybody over to Crocky with a C. Now, there's more to that. The team has now locked up their Crocky, 50 million Crocky. By the way, I got 1 million Crocky, which was $10 to do this. Okay. So there's that. Yeah, I know. Why is there still drilling though? He didn't shut down all of it, but look, I'm not a fan of that. I think that was stupid. We are a fossil fuel society, and pandering to radical leftists is stupid. It's as stupid as believing Donald Trump. They're all politicians. They're all criminals in some way. You don't become a billionaire by being a good person. I'm telling you over and over again. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter. They are not good people. Now, Obama, is he a good person? Probably. Is Donald Trump a good person? Probably. Business-wise is what I mean. Like business-wise, they're not good people. When you become a billionaire, it takes a lot of stabbing people in the front and back to become a billionaire. It takes a lot of stealing from people. And if you say to yourself, yeah, but I made millions and millions in crypto. Yeah, from taking it from somebody else. Because most of the cryptos that you made a bunch of money on still don't generate enough revenue to do shit. You just extracted liquidity from those. Didn't mean you did anything. We're all doing that, by the way. We're all doing that, by the way. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that at $1 billion, you're not a good person. No matter what you think, you're not a good person. And by the way, it's okay, because guess what? We need assholes in charge. We need assholes in charge. So their Crocky is locked up for the next 60 days. The end time for this lock is going to come November 3rd, 2025. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, Crocky is now going to become a casino. I don't have the inside detail on the casino information yet. I don't have the links to show it to you or anything like that. All I can show you at this point is that the team has now locked up their Crocky tokens, and you know what I mean? We'll see what happens. People got wrecked with WLFI. Not the insiders, Derek. You're not paying attention. You're not reading the room. The insiders made out just fine because they got in at a very, very cheap price. It's the outsiders, the ones, you guys, who said, oh shit, Donald Trump's going to launch something again. This isn't going to go like the Trump meme coin. This is going to be so much better. I don't make the rules. I just report them. Let's look at WLFI. Let's just see how well you're doing. By the way, when I'm over here talking shit, and you know I'm talking shit, right? I mean, you get it. I'm talking shit. While I'm over here talking shit, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, God damn it. We put on the 1 hour so that it looks even funnier. That's you. That's you right there, Bo. That's you. That's you. God damn. Woo. Oh, shit. Remember, everybody else is the rug pull, though. You know what I mean? Everybody else is the rug pull. I wonder who sold at $1. I wonder who sold at those prices. I wonder how much they bought it at in those prices. Justin Sun, WLFI. Justin Sun claims 200 million of Trump's WLFI token unlock. Justin Sun claims 600 million WLFI. He has 700 million in WLFI. Damn. If you're an insider, you're inside. You're making all the money. If you're an insider, and by the way, if Justin Sun didn't sell any, or at least he sold his original bag, if he, whatever it was that he did, and he still holds a whole bunch, think about how much money that is. Still. He's an insider. The insiders make all the money. Don Jr., Eric, Barron, they all made a bunch of money. They made it from you because they tricked you into buying. I mean, don't look at me. Look at the chart. Stop me when I'm telling lies. You don't like it, but it's pretty fucking true. So, where do we go from there? I have no idea. Like I told you guys before, I'm not even looking at WLFI until it comes down. And by the way, now that I'm looking at it, 5 cents. 5 cents, maybe 10 cents. When it comes down there, then we'll start talking about it. So, matter of fact, let's go ahead and throw. Let's put this by here. I'm setting this right now so that I have this as a reminder to myself. I'm going to set a buy order. I'm going to set a buy order on this one at 10 cents just to see what happens there. I'm going to set a small buy order because I don't trust it to not go down to 5 cents. But it's fine. It's fine. Does that look like the job report to you? Oh, I can't say that either. Whatever. Okay. So anyway, Crocky's got their tokens launched. They're going to, they're launching a casino. So once you see that casino, then we'll see how much it makes. I mean, we'll see what kind of profit does it produce. If you haven't already, become a member of the channel. I would appreciate that. It's $4.99 a month. Helps me out tremendously. Again, I want 1,000 subscribers that are paying $4.99 a month. That would help me out tremendously. If you are trading, by the way, put your username in right now, and we will give you $50. Terra Casino. First person to put their username in gets $50 from terracasino.io. Also, if you're trading meme coins or any coins on the Terra Luna Classic blockchain, Terraport.finance is your place to go. Now, meme linked. If you haven't already, I'm going to suggest that you get a bag of meme linked. Why? Because, and by the way, I'm not even giving you massive move, massive pump, not even giving you any of that. I'm saying that it's on this line right here, down at the bottom of the range where I think it's going to spring for a nice little rally. It rallied pretty good the last time, gave us, what is that, 3X? Nice little 3X right there. I suspect that we're going to see another big rally taking us up into this range right here. So I think that meme link probably going to give you a nice little 4X. You know what I mean? So if you haven't already, get yourself some meme linked. I just look, Pablo likes to make a splash, and look, it's happened multiple times so far. He's made splashes every single time it's been time. Okay. So trust in the process and trust in the fact that Pablo will pump his chart. So, you know, there's gonna be a lot of things going on, I think, over the next couple of months. Remember, it'll go to 1/10 of a cent. It's possible. But remember, Pablo does like to make a big splash. And token meme linked and ticker trending are both merging and becoming one company now. So it's all still out there. And it's going to be a social media platform for cryptocurrency. So they'll take off at some point. So get yourself some meme linked or you're going to regret it. Again, somebody might know something going on right now in the Devi ecosystem. I haven't seen any updates or anything that would lead me to believe that. Could just be the natural nature and cycle of the crypto market. Definity Markets, they have not replied yet, so I don't know what's going on there. But congratulations to Utila, our partner, on reaching a remarkable milestone. Your continued innovation in digital asset infrastructure is setting new standards for security and scalability in the blockchain. We're thrilled to announce that Utila has raised an additional $22 million in Series A extension funding, bringing our total Series A to $40 million and nearly tripling our valuation in 6 months. Guys, if Definity's partnered with somebody who's doing this right now and getting this kind of crazy sort of valuation, business valuation, then what do you think is going to happen to Definity? They're going to get discovered. They're going to get discovered by virtue of these kind of partnerships. And when it happens, there will be no looking back. Currently trading at, what is this, Definity? 4 million market cap, 3 million market cap, something like that. Yeah, 3.3 million market cap. Currently trading at a 3.3 million market cap. If you miss out on this one, you are definitely going to regret it, because Definity is going to have a massive yield bearing run. Every day I look at it, the more convinced I get. And by the way, just for full disclosure, I did partner with them last month, and I did take tokens from them because I wanted to accumulate some tokens, because I believe that this has a really big opportunity to break out. So I'm doing the same thing this month. If they will agree to it, send tokens instead of actual money. I don't need the money. I need the tokens for this project because I have a lot of faith in what I think they are doing going forward. So as far as the rest of the market goes, we're down $60 billion, so there's not going to be a whole lot of breakout. Luckily, WLFI has broken out 24% to the downside, but there's money to be made on that if you're shorted. M, 33.6%, Pump up 12.5%. Pump having a pretty good time of it. The rest of it, just, nothing really. USDJ down another 32%. What is going on there? MPLX down up 16. Troll up 20%. By the way, Troll, you know what? Let's talk about Troll for a second. Troll has bought the IP rights to the face, the Troll face. Where is the... Here we go. Do they have social media links over here? Socials X. There we go. Check this shit out. We are proud to announce that we have acquired the rights to the troll face meme, one of the most important memes in history. So that troll face, that looking guy, they acquired the rights to troll face. So they now own it. The IP rights allow us to expand the troll brand further to capture new audiences via new initiatives. So shout out to Troll. They are in it for the long haul, it looks like. They put their money where their mouth is, and they might be building something pretty cool. I don't know how far it goes because it's still a meme, but from where it is, from where it is, I don't know how far it goes. But I mean, that's pretty cool to see something like that happening. And then Idle up 47% on the day. Tuna 22%. Ice, ooh, watch out. It's up 19%. I mean, watch out based on the pigment you have in your skin. You don't have to actually watch out. Fear and Greed Index at 50 right now, kind of neutral. Again, I'd like to see it come down some more. Hasn't come down. I don't know what's going on there, but also we had a run out. So I'm going to say that the ETF might be positive for the day. ETF is positive for the day. 300 million in inflows. Let's see what Ethereum did. Ethereum outflows slowed dramatically. I told you yesterday they were slowing. So they slowed dramatically to 38 million in outflows. That usually signifies that there's going to be some inflows coming and a reversal of type and form. Now let's look at the broader market. We were down 35 billion when we started. We're down 60 billion right now. Bitcoin down 1.5%. Ethereum down 2%. Solana down 2%. OM down 3.6%. I bought more OM, by the way, because I can't stop. I can't stop myself. Yesterday, cashed out some USDC, pay some bills and stuff like that. While I did that, I moved more money over into my KCEX and I bought more OM. It was at 20.57 cents. 20.57 cents. So It's down a little bit more today, so I think I'm going to DCA a little bit more today and see where that takes me. I think it's really, right now, we're just in that spot where all of the market is shaking out alts because Bitcoin is ready to rally. Bitcoin is up for its next move. I mean, we look at it on the daily, and what do we see? We see the RSI is still weak. The RSI has still been down low. That usually means that there's a break to the upside coming. Now, I don't like when it's at the middle right there. So that surge didn't stick. So because it didn't stick right here, 105. I think it's going to go down to 105. And then that's when we're going to start to see a massive rally. The last time we did this, that's when we saw the massive rally. We're just going to do it from a little bit higher the next time. As a matter of fact, if we were to look at it from just a trend line from the bottom to the top of the range right there, if we just assume that this is going to happen here, right there, target 131,000. I said 134,796. I made that shit up, by the way, just because I thought that that would be the next kind of surge in range. But I think we're heading to another 130 something thousand, 140,000. We're on our way back up very, very soon. But again, I do think there's going to be a dip. What I told you guys on the trading streams at night, by the way, I'm not doing those every day, but I am going to do a lot more of the trading stream. So if you want to know what I think about the markets and where I think each thing is going, some of that's going to be saved for that time. So we'll see how it plays out and whether I have fun doing it. So boom, that's what I think is getting ready to happen. With the entire market, we don't even need to get into all of these other ones. Kind of my OM I meant. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but oh, also look at this. XRP is not dumping like the rest of the market is dumping right now. And by the way, I re-entered API 3 at $1 because I was like, you know what, that's a good spot for a reverse one. Son of a bitch if it didn't go down. So I'm down 3% already on my API 3. I only put 180 bucks in this time though, just for full disclosure. I only put in 180 bucks this time. I was going to put in, I was going to go back and I was going to buy, because I had 10,000 before. I was going to buy 10,000 more. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit on it just to see what happens, because it could come back down into this range right here. And if it does, then that means that I could go back in, instead of having 10,000, I could get close to 20,000 down in this range. So I'm going to be greedy right now, and I'm going to wait just a little bit longer. And I'm just going to see how this market bleeds out and see if I can't just re-enter this position and make an absolute killing. And by the way, it's not about the money at this point. It's not about, remember I sold it $1.50. It's not about the money at this point. It's about being able to accumulate more tokens. And if I can do that, I feel good. Excuse me. I'm going to feel really good about that. Also, I made some money on weeks yesterday, so I'm going to buy some more on weeks. I've been buying on weeks. I've been buying on KCEX. I've been buying API 3, and I've been buying OM. So I'm just accumulating some of those, just in case. So total DEX volume over here, nothing really changed here. Ethereum still the big dog in the yard. Solana almost caught them today. So maybe we're going to see a big move here. I don't know yet. If Solana does, then that's going to be good for the markets. On the 24-hour, remember yesterday I told you Alchemy still kind of ranging down here. Bake is still coming down over here. Still good entry. Yala, I don't know what the fuck Yala is, but damn. And Squid. Broccoli. Remember Broccoli is that some dumbass's dog. We've got Useless coming down hard, OM coming down hard, Zerebro coming down hard, NXPC coming down hard, Hi-Fi coming down. So we've got there's going to be some entry positions, I think, coming up very, very soon if you look at those. So, all right. That's going to be it for right now. I got to get going. Looking over this, guys, Crocky is at about 50,000 market cap right now. I don't know how high it goes. If it goes to 1 million market cap, that's 20x from where it is right now. And that's not that far away, by the way. So a nice little 20x would mean that I would have, still under $1,000 because it was only $10. but we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe this thing goes on a rampage. If I have $1,000 at $1 million market cap, if it goes to 100 million market cap, I have $100,000. So, we'll see what happens. Before we go, Crypto Cappy asks, what do you think about Turbo? Turbo is the first AI generated crypto, period. The contract was created with AI. The Turbo icon was created with AI. Everything it does is with AI. So I think that at some point probably got some momentum on it, but at the same time, it's also possible that it's just dead like everything else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know for sure what it's going to end up doing. Here's what I know, right? 250 million market cap. That's pretty big. How high can it really go? Bring it out to a daily right here. You had $1 billion market cap. You were lucky to get $1 billion market cap. It looks like it's ready for a bounce. I mean, look, when it did this before, right here, it went so much higher. So it's doing that right now in the same spot. By the way, what I mean here is we're getting double top over here, double top over here. We're getting this kind of floor here. We're getting this kind of floor here. It's not perfect, but it is similar. So, I could see this thing running up to an 800, 900 million market cap, so 3 or 4x from where it is right now. Hopefully you didn't buy it at $1 billion market cap and buy the top. It's going to be hard to get out of it if that's the case. But if you bought at 250 million market cap, maybe you go up 3x, maybe get a nice little gain off of it. Or maybe it goes way higher. This market is about to get crazy. We know it's about to get crazy. We're just waiting patiently or impatiently, as the case may be, for it to go absolutely crazy. So look, if you were turned off because you don't like what I said about Obama having lower gas prices, it's okay. It's okay. All right. Anyway, that's my time. You guys have a good day. It's not financial advice. I'm always right. I'll see you guys soon. We'll do a live stream tonight for.
I'm looking for the good life, good life.